Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today, we're going to try something new. F1 2020 just came out, and I got a copy of it with my new wheel here. So I really want to create my own team, but first I'm going to probably just turn a few laps, kind of get used to the game, and be hopefully ready to race when it is time to race. I'm learning basically how to drive F1 cars, because I've never really driven F1 cars. So there's a lot of new tracks I got to learn. I feel like maybe I've driven Melbourne somewhere along the way, but I don't really remember when and what sim. It was years ago. So I'm gonna work my way through the list. So I'm gonna start turning some laps in Melbourne. Hopefully I will be creating my own team today as well. I was hoping to get some help on that. I'm gonna start with the Red Bull team in Australia. It's weird that you don't need a mouse for this game. I don't like having to navigate solely by keyboard, but... Oh, you look left and right by turning the steering wheel, okay. And this flying lap thing, too, is weird as well. Oh. There we go. We're already off into the pits. Excellent. I did just a few laps yesterday to kind of sort of train myself, so I kind of know my way around this track now, but obviously not very well. Hey James. I've just started doing a few laps around Melbourne to try to learn the track. I was waiting to see if some people would show up and then we could start creating my team. But I have to say, my first impressions of driving F1 2020, it's pretty good. I drove this yesterday for about half an hour, just to, you know, kind of get up to speed with it, make sure I had my wheel settings all set up. Oh, you sure don't. Thanks, James. We gotta get that sorted out. Streamlabs at work. Mooney GT at work. Okay. Properties. Oh, yeah, okay. See if this will work. Streamlabs is a bit odd sometimes. That's not working. Normal stuff. That will do it. Hopefully. Hey, there we go. Pro level streamer at work. Watch out. My camera is also pretty delayed right now. That's weird. I don't know how to fix my camera. Huh. For some reason my webcam seems to be massively delayed. Wonder if I can restart my webcam. As long as we're fixing things, right? Let's try that. There we go. I'm now back in sync. We've got it all now. All right. Okay. Well, let's get started on creating a team. Okay. Also going to turn down the music. It's annoying that you can't keep the game running while tapping out, but that's the world we're living in. Music. Let's turn that down just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not really experienced in F1. I've barely driven Formula cars, really in all of sim racing. I don't really know why. But I was excited that in F1 2020 you can create your own racing team with your own liveries and stuff. I think it's pretty simplified livery editor, which is just as well because I don't know how to do that anyways. But we're just going to stick with my default guy.
Okay, boss, Carl here. Let's get this team up and running.
Ooh, the game audio is quiet.
Is register a team name and bring in some important.
We'll just ditch the music. Okay.
Partners.
The stream of smooth awesomeness. All right. This time we're really ready. So we've got our character.
First, enter a team name.
Team name. This is an important one. I think I want something, moon-based, but I'd thought of like lunar racing, like LUNARRACING maybe? Or, uh-oh. Why did that happen? Okay, there we go. Like the Steam overlay just popped up. It's Murphy's Law this morning. Lunar racing is an idea. You got any good moon themed? Yeah, Apollo racing. That might be good because we're on a mission here. That's certainly a possibility. Apollo racing. The Apollo racing program. ARP. That's a nice ring to it. I can work with that. What are the, let's see, the real F1 names? I don't even think I know that. Is Mercedes just Mercedes, or do they have a fancier name? I know there's Toro Rosso, but they're part of Red Bull. They're like I guess, B team, I think. I know there's like, is it Sauber Mercedes? Or is that a different team as well? Lunar GP. Well, that sounds like a race event. I think I like Apollo Racing Program. I think you had it spot on the first one. It's now Alpha Tori. Oh, okay. See, more things that I don't know about F1. But they're a part of Red Bull or not? Do they just pay them money so that they can use their cars or something like that? Are they just customers? But we're going to go with the Apollo Racing Program.
Now, let's choose our primary sponsor for this season.
Yeah, we should do that. How do we do that? There we go. Okay.
Some sponsors offer a larger signing bonus up front. Some offer more weekly income. The better we perform, the more our level will go up as the team gains more acclaim. Doing this will increase the income from our sponsors.
Okay. Yeah, Red Bull B team. All right, so we got to pick a sponsor too. So I think I don't know much about picking a sponsor except that I think the goal bonuses, I guess, are important. And if you reach your goal, you get that, huge influx of cash as well. The bigger the bonus, the harder it is to get to complete it. But I think if you're a new team, I think your car's not going to be very good and that you won't get that gold bonus. So you need to pick a crummier sponsor, I guess, with a smaller gold bonus. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Red Bull does all kinds of stuff. They kind of an interesting company, right? And I wonder why they got so into racing and they do the Red Bull Air races. Of course, they've got the Flutog. Okay, so we need a sponsor. I don't know what that one says. It doesn't even tell you the name of the sponsor in English. So I don't know if I can back a company. I don't even know what it is. Equinox. That sounds more like an energy company or something. Yeah, loads and loads of energy drinks. Finished 10th or better in the Constructors Championship. And so that's like the Manufacturers Championship, and so we just have to beat out one or two teams, right? Slingshot is spacey, yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I hadn't even gotten there yet. I was looking at the gold bonuses stuff. Yeah, Equinox, that's true. Kind of spacey. It's to do with the sun anyways, right? Finished 10th or better in the Constructors Championship. So that, I'm trying to decide how hard that is. And earning 15 Constructors Championship points. So I'm assuming to get Constructors Championship points, you have to finish high enough in the race to get points. I don't know how many places get points in F1. So that might be somewhat difficult. These guys, all we have to do is complete the season, and we get 2.5 million. But can we be slightly better than what? Like 2 teams, I guess, is what it would take to get into the 10th or better. So top 10 for points in a race, 1 point for 10th. Okay. So to finish 10th or better in the Constructors Championship, we just need to have a couple races, good races probably. I don't think we can bank on that since I don't know how to drive F1. Slingshot Fuel, 15 Constructors Championship points. That's a little bit tougher. Just got to beat one team to finish 10th. So that's what I thought. There's 10 teams now. We would be the 11th. I don't think we even need to mess with these higher end sponsors. I'm going to assume achieve 2 points finishes during a season. Well, that shouldn't be too hard, right? No, that's not true. That's 2 top 10s on a new team with a terrible driver. But I have that's probably me though. For the team part, I do have a co-driver too, or a second car to consider. I think we need to just stay at the low end of the scale here and pick between just completing the season. Someone please translate this for me. I have no idea what that means. Slingshot Fuel. What do you think, James? Which sponsor? Obviously, there's much more reward here, 4.37 million. But that requires some level of talent. 15 points. 15 points sounds like a lot. If I'm going to be hopefully scraping by, probably cruising the bottom of the field. So let's do maybe Equinox, I think. It's not that I like them as a sponsor. It's that I think we might be able to beat their goals. Yeah. I agree, James. Let's do it. Let's do Equinox.
Our chassis won't be going anywhere fast without a power unit. So let's sign one of those now. Obviously, the better the performance and durability, the better. But be careful about spending all our cash. We're going to have people and facilities to invest in as well. Power unit suppliers will also provide upgrades throughout the season at no extra cost.
All right, decisions. I don't know what else we really have to spend money on. I assume blowing the whole budget on the Ferrari power unit is probably not good. And isn't Mercedes better than Ferrari these days? But anyways, the Renault one is probably the more responsible choice. Slightly better durability, slightly better performance. I think I would pick between Renault or Honda. But I guess the more you spend on your power unit now, the less you have to develop it. Hey, Streamlabs randomly showed up today. This is my 3rd stream, and I don't know why it's decided to post in chat today and not on any of the other days. Welcome, Streamlabs. Good stuff. I'm tempted to go with the Renault. You think Honda? All right. We're going to take Honda to new levels of mediocrity.
We're not much of a
Welcome
team
aboard.
without a second driver. Let's sign a teammate.
Ah, well, that's fine. I don't have any allegiances yet, so we can start with Honda.
Here are the drivers interested in joining our team. Look at their stats and pick someone you think can get us good results.
Hey, Todd.
As long as we can afford them.
It is early in
We
Cali.
renew contracts every few races, so you'll have plenty
Yeah,
of chances
I
to
don't
sign
blame you. I haven't had my
should
coffee
you
yet
need a
either.
rise.
Thanks for waking up, man. So yeah, we're just starting to create my team here, Todd. We've picked the Honda Power Unit, and we picked Equinox as our sponsor, mostly because I think we might be able to complete their championship bonus task, which is to finish 10th or better in the Constructors Championship. So we're betting on ourselves to be not last. It is the not last challenge, James. I just realized we've signed up for the not last challenge. Now it's time to pick a driver for the second car. We've got Ralph Boschung. We probably want to go a little bit more than bottom barrel. We did go with the economical power unit. And why you would pick... Okay, so these all cost the same, and yet this driver's way better. So we've got Tatiana Calderon, Luis Delatraz. How many drivers are there? Okay. 2 million seems like a bit much. The question is, if we're trying to get 10th or better in the Constructors Championship, maybe we could use a little bit better driver to maybe score points with us. I don't think we need to actually be worried about the competition with our co-drivers, right? Our team driver. There's never been a woman in F1, so we could be the first to bring Tatiana along. The other options, except that these drivers have better ratings for the same money. So that's kind of hard to pass up. But we're gonna be progressive. We're gonna
Looks like
promote
we can afford
equality
this
and
power
opportunity
unit
for everyone.
supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
So we've got $900,000 left. I wonder what we do with that money. I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Let's select or edit the livery we'll be running this season.
Oh, we will
We can
definitely
add
be
more
editing the
sponsors to
livery.
car as we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
So yeah, I messed around with this a bit yesterday as well. So this is already an option for us to use. I didn't know it was going to save it. This is the channel colors. It's a bit bright. So maybe we need to tone it down a bit. So if we look at the liveries, they have kind of these just default ones that you can use. You can't customize at all, which is no good. But these last, what is this? 5 cars? 5 cars. We can use custom colors on, and they limit you, like this livery, you can only mess with 2 of the colors. You got 3 to change on that one, 2, 3, and 3. So basically, I guess we just needed to pick from a general livery, and then we're going to mess with these colors, because other than, well, the red one looks all right, and this blue one looks all right too. But they're not great. Any strong preferences on the like basic livery design? So we could mess with all of them. This one looks kind of cool. Let's see here. So change color. Whoa. Why did that happen? Oh, function. Right. It's the my keyboard interfering with the game. All right. Well, the red needs to be, find like a moony green color. It's a bit darker than that. Yeah. Definitely the bright green, Todd. You're not wrong. I need I need to look at my logo for reference to make sure I'm getting the right green. I feel like it has more blue in it than that, though. I think we can always change that later. We just need to get the general feel. I think it's going to be too much to have the green and the yellow. Kind of like acid yellow color. I'm not really sure what the... Ooh! it's a bit much, right? We get to the more acid color. I don't know if I can handle the green and the yellow. Oh, we don't want to do that. We just wanted to go back to. Oh, I just have to accept it. That's fine. And that green just doesn't look right, though. Or not the green, the yellow. It's probably something a bit more like that. It gets saturated. That's closer to the channel colors. That's full saturation. Okay, well, that's an option. Now, does it save that? It did. Let's check out this one. Actually, if I remember hit the right buttons. There we go. It's bad you can't just enter the X values on the colors. It made it easier. All right. Saturation. Luminance. Woo! The green and yellow, it's just, it's a bit much. Or maybe we just need to pick one that has 3 colors to kind of like balance it out a bit. Now, will it save all of them? Yes, it will, so we can kind of get a feel for them. Yeah, we might as well doctor them all up then real quick, and we can have a better idea of what's going on here. So that white could become black, blue. I guess this blue needs to be green. I don't think we want the whole car to be yellow, right? Kind of this acid yellow color. Let's try that as the primary with the green highlights. What's red on this car? Basically nothing. So I think that's not going to work. Yeah. Green's looking good. So it would just be the mirror caps, and maybe I guess the edges of the stripes are also that color. The luminance up a bit. So just a small yellow accent. I guess we could see. And this is going to be the stripe color, I think. Yeah. But I think I'm already liking this better than, because this is just a nice little hint of yellow without too much of it. Okay. Get this closed because this is in the way. Okay. I think we want this part to be the yellow part on this one. And the part that's already green to stay green. That's just, it's just too much. I can't. It's melting my eyes. I guess that'd be good for multiplayer racing, but I think there's too much yellow is the thing. Let's see. And we can customize this one too. I don't think we need to. I feel like this is the best one because it's got the best, just subtle hint of yellow. I'm already feeling pretty committed to this one, guys. So we've got that one. So unless the masses disagree, I think we're going with this one. Any subtle changes, tweaks to the livery? Okay. And then we don't get to do sponsor decals yet.
Now we need a badge for our team branding. Select an existing badge, edit it, or
Team branding, very important. I created this one yesterday as well, but we're gonna take a look at new options for oh, you missed the team name too, Todd. The team name is Apollo Racing Program. Something Apollo-y. Well, there's a star, but oh, this is the background for the logo. Because we've got this other. Let's start with the logo thing. That seems more important. Oh, I see. I have to just there. Okay. Now we can pick an emblem first. Oh, well, this is the Apollo Race Program logo right here, right? We could try to use this one to turn around, but I think this one is the. I mean, that one just makes sense. This one looks like a helmet. That's weird. Kind of an airplane. I mean, I think it's pretty clear to me that this is the Apollo Race Program logo. Okay. Oh, but we wanted to edit it.
Last but not least, we need to pick team colors for the rest of our branding.
No.
You'll see these colors throughout HQ.
Oh, I need to edit this though. That's obnoxious. Oh, here we go. No, team color. Well, we do need to fix this, and we will. Discard those changes. So I guess you can't. Oh, F1 to edit. Okay. It's like surely you can edit this, right? And you can. I don't know if I want a backdrop. I think I'm all right with just the logo. I'm kind of wondering if my chat has died because I haven't heard from anyone in a while. So let's see if we can't. No, I think chat's working. So we can double check. If you're out there in chat, give me a shout just to make sure that it's working because I'm thinking I could have lost chat for some reason. If you're out there in chat, give me a shout just to make sure that it's working because I'm thinking I could have lost chat for some reason. If you're out there in chat, give me a shout just to make sure that it's working because I'm thinking. Not last. Thank you, Todd. All right, perfect. I know chat can disappear at times. All right, so I think this is the perfect logo. I think this is the perfect design for the Apollo race team. I think it just makes sense. Okay. So we've got our logo. We need team colors. I think we can all guess what those will be. Well, that was a pretty good. That's a pretty good attempt at the acid yellow that I'm kind of going for. It needs to be a little bit more yellow than that. Maybe like there. Okay. Oh, that yellow doesn't look quite right now. Turn the saturation down a little bit too. Sure. That's better. And then probably just black for the accent color. Perfect. Oh, good. Thanks, James. So they're off for summer now, yeah? Mine are. Okay.
Great. That's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season.
You didn't
But
miss too
if
much,
you're ready
James.
to
I
go,
picked a
hit advanced
teammate
Team
driver,
HQ, and
got
we
the
can
livery
start our
sorted.
path to the top of Formula One.
There was a couple different car options, but most of them had too much yellow when I used my colors, and it was too much for my brain. Oh, okay. But they just do year-round school? We always keep some sort of school activities going throughout the summer to make sure that, you know, the transition back to school isn't too bad. I think a 16 race season is pretty good because there's too many cool tracks that I want to drive, and I looked at a 10 race schedule, and it just wasn't enough. There wasn't enough cool cars. So, like, I do want to drive Australia. I don't know Bahrain. Don't know Vietnam. Definitely want to drive Monaco, although I understand it's basically a disaster to race it because there's just no passing, but I'm sure I can figure out how to pass at Monaco. We've seen the precision rams in action. Yeah, our schools have been shut as well, but they also ended at the end of May. So we're in summer now for a while. I like Shanghai. I don't know Vietnam, so I guess I could cut this one out because I don't know it. And I don't know Bahrain. Okay, I know I want to race Circuit of the Americas, and I want to race Hungary too. So we're gonna have to cut out something. I'm not a big Monza fan. Monza's out. So we still got one extra track. Where was Circuit of the Americas is already on the calendar. That's good. We could get rid of Russia. Although this track looks alright. I do want to race Suzuka. I gotta cut somebody. I don't want to cut Silverstone. Don't really want to cut that. Don't need Paul Ricard. I do want to race Gilles Villeneuve, Monaco, Spain. It's weird to me that Zandvoort is an F1 track now, but somebody's got to go, and I guess it's going to be either Bahrain or Vietnam's getting cut from the schedule. I think we're going to cut Bahrain, and now we're good to go. Okay. So now I think we're about to get into the parts where you have to be the team owner and answer questions and stuff, so that'll be interesting. Standard should be good. Qualifying, I could do, what do you think? You have the option between doing 1 lap qualifying, so you get one chance to set a lap, or 18-minute qualifying sessions. I think the one lap, one shot qualifying might be more entertaining, because I do plan on recording these and putting them on the channel. So having to do a 1 lap qualifying event might be something I actually put on camera. I never put the qualifying or practice sessions on for the DTM championship. Formation laps, we don't need that. 25% race distance should be good. AI driver level, I have no idea. 22 sounds really easy though. Yeah, I think one shot will be hard. But it makes everything much more important. So I think if you get up to, like, what is it? 60 is hard. I wonder if I can try at medium. I have no idea what their AI is like in this game. We'll at least try medium. On 101? You know, I know who Jimmy Broadbent is, and I think I must have just randomly seen some of his content, but I have not watched a lot of it. Is he a really good driver? That I don't even know. I think he must be. I know he competed in one of those AMS1 races um, with DDF, and I thought he was doing all right. And that I'm not doing 101. I know that. How easy is easy? How medium is medium? We can start with hard. I mean, it's barely filling up that little bar, right? So how hard can it be? Jimmy is a legend. I should stream on Twitch. I have streamed on. I actually, when I first started streaming, when I first started my channel, I streamed on Twitch. And I actually, because I thought it was easier to record stuff this way, I would just stream everything to Twitch. And then I would go download the broadcast after the fact and edit it. Because it was just easier to record at the time. But now I'm just recording and editing. Is there a particular reason I should stream on Twitch over YouTube? I've gotten comfortable with doing the YouTube streaming as well. All right, I think we're good on this. We'll try 60 for hard. How do we advance? Gameplay, no, we don't want any of that stuff. No. We want flashbacks off, park firm. I don't know how park firm Twitch is a lot easier to subscribe. Oh, and grow. Well, it's not too hard to subscribe on YouTube. I don't know about the paying and growing part, but slowly growing. I don't think we have to worry about paying for a while. Park firm. Why would I need park firm rules in a video game? I don't know. I guess you can't. This means you, like after qualifying, you're not allowed to make setup changes to the car. Is that how that works? Yeah. That's fine. I want it to be realistic, I guess. As soon as I say that, I don't want damage on full, I think. Yeah, well, thanks for coming along. I don't know how to say... Oh, I guess, is it Dememe? I was going to mispronounce it. I think it's Dememe. We'll go with Dememe. Vehicle damage... Okay, you guys tell me. Do I want full damage on for the season? I think there's even another one. There's simulation damage, which I don't... Having never raced F1, a bunch of these tracks I've never driven, going on to full damage might be a bit risky. Wings are... exactly. I feel like... I don't want no damage. I did no damage in the DTM series, which was enabled all kinds of tomfoolery, but I think we want some damage this time. I think full seems high. Let's try reduced, I think. I want the wings to like fall off if I have like a major crash, but if some minor things, I guess I'd like to just kind of continue. Although we could just progress through the season faster. You know, if we crash out races and, you know, have DNFs, then we have DNFs. So I'm kind of waffling now between reduced and full. I'm just worried that full's going to result in a lot of races over. But I think the intent with career mode is that you're supposed to do multiple seasons. It's not just about that 1 year. But I think the idea is that you're supposed to develop and build your car and your team. So yeah, Twitch is just I guess I don't know if it certainly was for a long time the biggest best presence for sure for streaming, but YouTube's coming along, and I thought it'd be easier to have an actual audience for on YouTube because I have subscribers here and I don't have any subscribers on Twitch at the moment. Yeah, I mean Project Cars 2 series is in my head as well, especially with that new force feedback file. It really makes Project Cars 2 feel better, and I think we're actually going to race Project Cars 2 on Sunday, and I will be streaming that most likely. I think we're going to race GT4 cars. I haven't really picked tracks out yet for that. Do you have favorite tracks from Project Cars 2? There's so much content in that, and I'm so new to Project Cars 2 that I really don't know. I'm just not familiar with everything. I certainly know the tracks that I've raced in other sims, but there's a lot of other additional content that looks pretty cool. Safety cars, I don't know. I don't know if we want those on or off. I think I'm turning safety cars on. Corner cutting stringency. Regular sounds good. Race starts assisted. No, we want full pain. Awesome, thanks. You'll be at my first stream test to see if my sub notifications actually work. And thank you for that, Tamim. Hey, my sim racer. F1 2020. I've just done about half an hour of driving in it, and I've never really played the earlier games in the series, but I've enjoyed it. I think it drives nicely. I did a bunch of hot lapping yesterday in it, and then jumped over to AMS2 to try the Formula Ultimate just as a comparison, and this felt better to me. It's just more stable. The car still can spin out and everything, but AMS2 right now I feel like is having some issues with like default suspension setups where they really need to get dialed in, because I drove that Formula Ultimate at Spielberg and it was too bouncy and hard to control. I felt like it just didn't feel, it just doesn't feel quite ready. Ooh, that's a tough question. I guess the answer there is just, do you like F1 better than everything else? Because if you buy F1 2020, it's the only car. Well, there's F2 in here actually as well, but I mean, if you're into Formula One racing, then it's probably a great place to be, especially if you're not like a hardcore, sim racer. I wouldn't consider myself a hardcore sim racer. I'll drive anything that's fun. Project Cars 2 has so much stuff in it, and you can get it on sale for, I think it's $9 on Steam. You can get the Ultimate Edition with all the DLC for a couple bucks more. Ooh, is it interesting? It's not Oschler Schlebon, is it? But that's actually it. I'm trying to think of other tracks in Germany that start with an O. Yeah, you'll want Project Cars 2 for sure. And make sure you go find the Pops Racer force feedback file. There's a link to that in the Project Cars 2 video. But I also did another video just highlighting it and talking about why I liked it over the other ones. But you've got to have that force feedback file added. And then Project Cars 2 is really pretty compelling now. All right, race starts, manual. I don't know what the difference here is, but we're going to, sure, let's keep surface and carcass temperatures. Driver moves. This driver definitely has moves, and we don't want to turn those off. So we'll hang on to those. Assists. We want basically everything off, I think. Pit assist. Ooh, do I want a pit assist? I might want a pit assist. But we'll leave it off. I'm sure this is going to cost me several positions throughout the season as I fumble with steering wheel. Yeah, that's definitely important for enjoying a sim, but I mean, racing on gamepads is where probably everyone started, right? I certainly raced on gamepads for years. Later, James. Okay. Pit release assist. We're going to leave it all off and just suffer through it. I don't understand why you need an ERS or a DRS assist and a fuel assist. I think you can change fueling in F1 cars. Anybody in the stream an F1 expert? Because I certainly am not an F1 expert. I don't understand why you need an assist for either of these, and maybe it's just that it'll use them for you, so you don't have to remember to use them. The fuel assist, I guess you just change fueling during the race to, is it just a fuel conservation thing? Thank you, Streamlabs. That's pretty funny. Okay. I think we're good. I think this is all good. So I think we just are ready to advance. Yeah, Project Cars 2 is really pretty and it runs really well. You don't need a, I didn't see it pop up. If you just did it, then maybe it hasn't popped up yet, but it's also entirely possible that I don't have my my stream stuff set up right. But thank you for the sub to me. Yeah, that's what I've heard. The reason I have F1 2020 is because for $1, like for buying my wheel, it was $1 extra to buy F1 2020, so it seemed kind of like a no-brainer. I've always been more into sports car racing. I've never really tried F1 all that much. Yeah, I didn't get any pop-up. I'm supposed to get a notification in chat, and I'm supposed to have a thing pop up on the screen. I wonder if let me do a subscribe test. See if well, see that shows up for me. So I don't know. But thanks for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Someday I'll get all this stuff figured out. I am not a streaming master yet, for sure. Okay, so I think we're good here. I think we have everything set up. And we just need to... Well, I want to advance. Select... Ah, here we go. Hey, Richard.
Okay, we're live in
Yeah, I think what I'd heard is that the previous F1 games weren't great, but that F1 2020 is supposed to be an improvement.
Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years.
Oh, we're definitely the most exciting entry.
Teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT, and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams, and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. Now, there's a rich history of that in Formula One too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill, and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that
Probably because you have to be a billionaire to be able to do it.
So too is its driver and owner.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Demean. Appreciate it.
You've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up
Thanks,
to the
that's awesome.
task of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
Okay, so this is where we get to be interactive, and I guess this is something like the what's the... Oh, I almost remembered. There's all those games where it's like a choose your own adventure thing. And the name of the company is escaping me, but when you answer certain things or do certain things, that pops up on the screen says, so and so will remember that. Yeah, ACC is pretty good. I mean, this game, F1 2020, is... If you like F1, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you don't, then you probably won't. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't dislike F1. I just never really spent time racing formula cars. But you know, I spent like half an hour driving this yesterday, and I thought it felt pretty good. It's engaging, and there was no huge red flags with what the physics were doing or what the force feedback was doing. So I think it'll be fun. We'll give it a shot. And I am super excited about the GT4 DLC that's coming in ACC. I really wish the Lotus Evora was in that pack, but other than that, I'm really excited about it. Okay, so whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of managing and driving? Ooh. Let's see here. So we back the team, or we can say that, or that I believe in myself. Oh man, ACC is very difficult to run. We're gonna go with the team-based approach.
Every team needs two drivers.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think the Evora hasn't been in the series for a couple of years, maybe 2018 even. So I think that's probably why it's not there. But I just love the Evora. So now we have to boost up our teammate. It was tough to get any drivers to sign on to a new team, but I'm glad they took a gamble. Well, I mean, for $1 million, I'd take a gamble. Oh, so if you missed out on the first part of the stream, the name of the team is Apollo Racing Program. So I wanted some sort of moon theme. I thought that seemed pretty good. Yes, it is. It is in Race Room. And it's super distracting to me in my DTM series, or was distracting. It's a good looking little car. It's like a miniature supercar, right? It's a mid-engine V6. It's lightweight and small. I mean, it's like perfect. Okay, so if y'all want to help choose responses, feel free to jump in. I'll try to slow my pace down a little bit to give y'all a chance, or we can just be along for the ride and I'll just do whatever. I'm leaning towards we've seen what they can do on paper, and I see a lot of potential in them. Y'all can just respond with, you know, up, down, left, or right for responses, so you don't have to type out a bunch of stuff. Finding the right fit for our team. They understand that we're new and appreciate the opportunity we're providing. That one's decent. We've seen what they can do on paper, and I see a lot of potential. It was tough to get any drivers to sign on. Yeah. All right, we're going to go with the potential. I picked Tatiana something. We decided to be inclusive and progressive and promote equality. So I think we're bringing in the first female driver into F1. I don't think there's been one before. Okay, no one aims to finish at the bottom of the table. Who's the team that you're aiming to beat? So is Haas Racing? I don't. She could have. Are the driver names? I guess are they set? They're not like randomly generated or anything. Could have been Calderon. I can't remember. That sounds familiar. Oh, are they're real drivers? Is that the deal? Superform. Okay, cool. See, that's what I don't know about F1. All right. Ah, okay. Awesome. Who are we trying to beat, guys? I predict Williams. So I think we're going to be racing towards the bottom here. AlphaTauri, as James taught me earlier, is the new, I guess, Toro Rosso, basically, right? Well, I'm an old man playing video games on the internet with gray hair. I have a dog, but she's not in here right now. My decision is also suspect, so you're in good company. So I think we need to pick, we need to set our goals. We got to aim low, right? If you set your expectations low enough, you'll never be disappointed. I just don't know the teams well enough. I think, I thought Williams was supposed to be doing all right, and Alfa Romeo is new, right? I think it's probably, I thought Haas, yeah, so it's probably AlphaTauri or Alfa Romeo. I think we're gonna set our sights on Alfa Romeo, I think. There are no wrong answers here, Todd, anyways.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
The more involved in the decision-making process you are, the more you'll suffer with me, as I'm sure this season is going to be tough. I don't expect the car to feel all that great. But I guess this is where you get to, your answers kind of like boost the morale of your various engineers, and you get to improve the car over the season. Responsive. I think I kind of want durability, right? Chassis balance is incredible. Okay, so durability is not an option here. So let's go with balance. Balance sounds good.
The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
Lots of ramming. I'm glad you asked. Maybe a dab or two of the Desperation Cologne, and I think we'll be right there and in it to win it. A fresh pair of eyes can find solutions other teams haven't seen. Reduced drag. Fuel loads are the key. Complexity power unit. It's going to be tough. A better picture. I I think power unit's probably pretty important here. I'm leaning towards the power unit. I think we'll go with power unit. Your powertrain department will
Overtaking
notice
is a
that.
key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
We've got a streamlined car, incredible top speeds. That sounds like Trump talking. Really incredible top speeds. Overtaking is all about power, so we've been working hard to get every bit of performance out of the power unit. Power unit seems pretty important, I think. Developed an incredibly light car. We could go with kind of a Lotus-esque feel. Yeah, I think there is, Richard. It's all about confidence. It's not really built into the game. It's something that you have to bring to the game by digging deep within yourself. This game teaches you to lie. We've developed an incredibly light car. So light, I think light might be good. It's a whole season rigorous stress testing to avoid. Ooh, yeah, durability. I think we're gonna go with durability.
And finally, which of your new departments are
It's
you
like
most
one of those corny movies, Richard, where they, you think you need some magic powder to fly or do whatever, but you didn't need the powder all along. It was just within you. If you believe in the precision RAM, it's there. Finally, which of your new department are you most proud of? Whew. Chassis, power, aerodynamics, durability department. We could double down on durability, but we should probably spread the love a little bit. And I think maybe aerodynamics gets a nod, because I do think that's important. I watched a little bit of the actual F1 race that took place last weekend. And it sounded like Ferrari was...
Well, that's about all
There's-
we've got
yes,
time
there's a-
for. Here we will see how this
Yeah, you got it,
Mexican team
Richard.
fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's a wrap.
We've done it. We've gone through our first interview. So now what? Advanced time. Okay. Well, do we get to just do some testing? I don't think I'm actually ready to launch into the championship. I just want to open podium pass. I don't think we want to do that. Standings, corporate, vehicle R&D facilities,
This
activities.
is where you can view our current facilities
Ah.
and the effects they're having on the business. You can also invest some of our cash into upgrades for these facilities.
Ooh, we might need to invest some upgrades. A lot of rumors going around. Rumors and legends. Will be nerfed. Yeah, I think James mentioned something about that too. So do you guys actually watch F1? I think maybe you commented on that. I was never really against it. I think maybe why I never watched too much F1 is because it's always on at odd times of the day, and most of it's not keyed to US time at all. So you either watch the replays or you have to stay up till 3 in the morning to watch the race live. I have actually been, the only actual motorsport events that I have attended in person were F1 races though, because I did go to the first F1 race at Circuit of the Americas and either the second one or the third one. So it was really cool to see them in action in person and stuff. I think the first year I went, they still had the V8 engines, and then the second year they had the turbo. It just didn't sound the same. Okay. Hey, Viperian. Whew, okay, so I've heard lots of bad things about prior F1 games. The only F1 game that I've ever played before this one was 2012. And the only reason I bought that was because the local organization that I do track days with, or that I used to do track days with, had managed to secure one of the first track days at Circuit of the Americas when it opened. And so I bought that game so I could do practice laps to practice driving the track before I got there. And I didn't really play the game even. I don't think I ever did a race in it now that I think about it. I just did hot laps around the circuit, so I kind of knew my way around. But I've heard lots of bad things about the F1 series over the years. But I also heard, I think from actual F1 drivers who had driven the old ones and the new one, and said that the new one feels a lot better. And I drove this for about half an hour yesterday, and it did feel a whole lot better to me. no instant red flags for, you know, physics or force feedback or anything like that. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be probably one of the better F1 games in the series, I guess. But it was like, since I bought this new wheel, to tack on F1 2020 was $1 from Fnatic. So I mean, it was a no-brainer to buy it for $1. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Just to catch you up, we've created our own team. We are Apollo Racing Program for the team. And we did our liveries and everything. We just finished the interview. And now, you know what? Now I don't think I want to dive into all of this stuff right now. I think I'd rather do some hot laps unless you guys want to spend more time fiddling with, you know, research dollars and things like that, which we can totally do. I'll do whatever you guys want. So hot laps or team development. Look at those team colors. Oh, I forgot to change the color of the logo. It's still white and red. Sure, we can fix that somewhere. R&D. Oh, we probably want to get this going. Laps, please. That's fine. Let's do it. I think I have to go through all this stuff. So I'm going to skip these screens and not know how to do it later. So I'll have to thank you for that, Viperian. That's the plan, Richard. Straight to the top. This team is out of this world. Pause menu. How do I... Oh, there it is. So you have to operate this game with either your keyboard or the buttons on your wheel, which is really frustrating. No mouse. But I guess that was supposed to be one of the benefits of Windows 10, right? And the new generation consoles, they could streamline development. But they don't want me to have a mouse, apparently. Time trial. Favorite F1 teams, what are we driving? AlphaTauri. So this is the new Red Bull B team, right? I think. I mean, it might be. I think the PC version is more complex. But yeah, I'm sure that they did everything they can, and I don't blame them to make it mostly the Xbox one, right? I mean, I would lean towards... I guess I'm leaning towards Red Bull or McLaren. Any requests? I wonder how much... I don't even know if they drive all that different in the game. The Alpha has the best skin, alright. Can we actually take a look at it? Zoom. I can zoom. I can find the... Oh. Well, that's great. Can I actually like look around though? Oh, here we go. I have to use the steering wheel to do that. All right. Only because oh, okay. All right, sure. Let's do this. I was practicing at Melbourne yesterday, but we can drive somewhere else. So shout out if you have a track you want me to drive. I'd rather drive one now that I at least vaguely know. I was starting to learn Australia yesterday. Oh, we've got Descent in chat. Well, we can try another one after this, if there's time. What about tracks, Richard? You got any track preferences? So in the hot lapping, it seemed kind of interesting. I mean, I guess it registers your lap, you know, against everybody else, and it pops up a ghost for whoever's next on the list. So it makes it kind of more competitive and fun. That's true, they do, Todd. I do not disagree with that. China, Netherlands. Sure, let's do Zandvoort. I'm kind of surprised that that's an F1 track. I like Zandvoort and Race Room, but I just... did I already pass it? I thought Netherlands, yeah. I just didn't envision this as like that level of circuit, that it was on the biggest stage. I thought F1 was too snooty to come here, but maybe they've worked on it. And they just throw you right in. Here we go. Where do I have to pick up? Okay. Okay, so I do know this track, but I've never driven this car here, and barely driven this car, period, so we'll see what we can do. Maybe they repaved Zandvoort or something. So we'll see where we can vault ourselves up on the leaderboard. Oh no. I wonder if I can stay on track for the whole first lap. I'm sort of still on track. Is it? It feels very. There's felt like there's a lot of camber to that corner, more than I remember in Race Room. Woo! The problem with F1 in my brain is that this is so much information. It's like this is drinking from the fire hose to your senses. And the problem I had with driving Melbourne yesterday was that I didn't know Melbourne at all. And this is a terrible car to try to learn to track on. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, oh, I was reading chat, so no, we're not going to stay on track for the whole first lap. Yeah, I just learned yesterday that Verstappen was from the Netherlands. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it does banked pretty big. Okay. So they didn't really change the layout. They just kind of, yeah, oh, wow. Way more banking, yeah. Hey, Zach, welcome along. So you've missed the team creation portion of the stream, and now we're just messing around, trying to come to grips with the game. Testing out Zandvoort in the. Good thing damage isn't on. We're testing out Zandvoort in the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, the camber is crazy through some of these corners now. Oh, it's doing that again, huh? That's really annoying. We can fix that real quick. So, because of all of the pandemic stuff, you can't, buy computer equipment. So I'm using my cell phone to do the camera. And for some reason it does that. It gets confused or backed up somehow. And it only ever does it when OBS is pulling it in. It's something, there's some weird conflict with OBS, and I've seen other people have had the issue too. But I think, well, no, it looks still pretty laggy. Oh, well. Ah, the G9, those Logitech wheels are fantastic. I had my G27 for 10 years, and it was just awesome. Can I just resume? I can. So excuse the web camera. It's still messed up even though I restarted it. Maybe I should just turn it off at this point. I don't know. Yeah, the Logitech wheels are really fantastic, and I didn't really have any complaints with mine except that I've been racing so much in VR, and the G27 only has 6 buttons on the wheel, and it was really limiting. So I used that as my big excuse to finally upgrade. But other than that, I probably would have just kept it. Oh, almost. So let's see if I can actually register a lap and see where we fit on the leaderboard. And I like that there's no traction control in this game. Coming out of these slower corners is really, there's some delicate footwork you've got to use to keep the car going forward. Compared to AMS2, I kind of like how this drives. I know AMS2's, I just think the Formula Ultimate that just needs some suspension tuning, I think, and it would feel better. Oh. Oh. Pretty good. I said I knew Zandvoort, and I was... It didn't look like it for the first couple laps. We finally made it around. Ooh, I like that Porsche wheel. And the game has crashed. Cool. Yeah, AMS2 and AI, they've definitely got some issues. So, yeah, full disclosure, F1 2020 crashed for me once yesterday as well. So it's got some issues. I think I was too fast for it, and it just couldn't keep up with my laps, and it just said I'm out. Can I get this back up? Yep. Yeah, I got... Todd, I was actually looking at the CSL Elite, and I got all out of control here, in part because of the lockdown. I was looking at the CSL Elite and thought it was going to be an awesome wheel, and it is. But then I was like, but should I just go in a little bit more for the CSW